everyone. Friday. Hope you're doing very well. I wanted to bring you this quick video. This video is about how to prepare to move to Africa in terms of financial, right? And so, because a lot of YouTubers have covered this, and they've given their thoughts on that. So I feel like I could add a few things to this. So anyway, because my goal is to, when you move, you are successful. There's no point of moving to Africa. You are pinching pennies and you are barely making it. It doesn't make sense to me. Especially if you are bringing kids along, it's not fair to them that they don't maximize the opportunities over there and go to the best schools. That also involves a lot of money. So we are going to be looking at the numbers. So just watch the whole video before you comment so you can get my perspective. This is now a BL. Some of the numbers may be high, may be low, and that kind of stuff. By the end of the day, it's better to be over-prepared than under-prepared, right? Worst thing is to go back and things fall apart and then you run back, okay? Nobody wants that for you. So it is my job to at least help you understand that in Accra is not cheap. It's very, very expensive. There's a lot of things that, in Ghana you pay for almost everything out of pocket, so you have to prepare well. And if you are prepared well, you'll be able to thrive and succeed and do and be happy at home. So that is my responsibility to you. So we are going to look at the numbers. It is broken down into two aspects. One for a homeowner, so you already built your house and you are without any mortgage attached. And another one is you are going there to rent a three-bedroom house. So we just go through the numbers and then let me know what you think and stuff like that. So because at the end of the day, it's my job to put information out there to help you be successful in your move to Africa. Okay, so stay tuned. So I'm going to be making some assumptions, right? So this is for a family of four, right? There'll be two categories. You're a homeowner, so that means you already built a house in Ghana, right? You don't have any mortgage. And then the other scenario will be you're a renter, right? Renting a three-bedroom house somewhere in Accra. Okay, so the first assumption I'm going to be looking at is if you look at the home ownership, yeah, right? So basically, you own a home. So you build a house before you move to Ghana. You have a personal vehicle. Okay, there's two adults, two kids. One of the kid is will be going to a decent private international school, preferably one with a accreditation, right? Stuff like that. So, so let's look at the numbers. So I spoke to a couple of people, and also when I go to Ghana, some of the costs that I incur, granted, I try to go overboard with how I do things, but I also had a frugal person look at it to see if the numbers make sense. So yeah, they are. So water bill, right? So homeowner, water bill, family for a month, right? Spend about $25 and stuff. Next one we look at is the medical cost, right? All medical costs out of pocket in Ghana. Insurance do assist, but I wouldn't be betting on that. Okay, chances are, you should be making sure you are going to a private hospital. It's very, very important. If you are going to, be able to deal with whatever health complications you will be. So expect to budget about $500 a month for that. So then you move to the next item: groceries, toiletries, and other essentials. So this may be, groceries I have in the house, your soap and all kinds of stuff that you need and other things. Let's pay that for family for about $400, right? And if you have a car, auto insurance. Usually, sometimes what happens is when you remove your car from DVLA at the harbor, and then you go get your plate, you are required to pay like a full year of insurance and stuff like that. So so expect to be saving about to be budgeting $50 for that, right? Auto repairs, plan for that. You will need that in Ghana very well and stuff like that. So you have to be budgeting for that as well. Electricity and natural gas. You will need to budget, $200 for that as well, because especially, you tend to use the AC a lot. It's going to drive out the cost, stuff like that. So, make that. Sanitation, garbage, it could be I have a company that comes in once a week and pick up my trash. So it could be maybe either that or you have there's other companies that drive around and then they pick them once a week. So prepare to pay $20 a month for that. Gasoline, diesel for cars. I mean, it's very, very expensive in Ghana compared to the US, especially if you have SUV. So factor that in. It's gonna be much more expensive. So $600 a month, depending on how you use it. You're gonna be in traffic. Also, you're gonna be using the AC in a car. That's also going to affect how much gasoline or diesel you use. So plan for that as well. Cell phone data. Chances are you're gonna be using it for hotspot, as a Wi-Fi and stuff like that. So minimum $150 a month and stuff like that. Childcare and house help can be combined together. Prepare to if you have a house help, I think it's fair. You put them on some payment thing so that you are compensating them, because sometimes they need to also send the money to their relatives and stuff like that. So prepare for that as well. Clothing. First time maybe you move, you might bring a lot of clothes, right? So you don't need to maybe spend a lot, but also there's a budget, $150 for that. Dining out, that can be more or less, as you come in, right? It's like depends how much you want to eat, It's like so you have to budget. That's for alcohol, $55 a month. Some will say, wow, it's like I spend that in an hour. Hey, it's your deal. So you can put whatever number you think that will work for you. You can play with that. I just wanted to put something out there so you can see travel expense to other regions in Accra. So that'll be an additional cost, right? It's going to cost you more gas and stuff to go. You probably have to pay for the hotel and that kind of stuff. Eat. So prepare that budget and have that as well. Cable, streaming packages, DSTV. You have the kids. They need to watch something, obviously. So $100 a month. Should we plan for that? Entertainment, entertainments, $250 is reasonable. You go out a few times a week and stuff like that, and so that will add up pretty quickly. Children's education, very, very important, right? Assuming you're going to Ghana and then you want your kids to be able to go to a good school, right? Private, it's going to be a private or international school, and so you want the kids to be able to to succeed, right? And stuff like that. So you will be paying a lot of money for that. Can be $1,000 a month per child or more. There's some schools in Ghana pay up to $20,000 or $30,000 a year, right? And then gift and present, right? Add that to the budget, right? Because you will be giving gifts and present. That's how it goes down, right? So $150 a month should be expected. Now home repairs, right? It's gonna happen. Things gonna break down. Maintenance, it needs to be happen, like weeding and all kinds of stuff. Just upkeep, the house care, $200 a month, budget that. Miscellaneous, things coming out of nowhere, greasing the palm. It is your job to know what greasing the palm is. So prepare that for that, right, as well. So family of 4, right? Monthly budget, right? $5,100, okay? Now, you take that times 12, right? Annualized cost, $61,200, okay? So that's how much you need. Now, I always think about you have to have emergency fund, right? Emergency fund is very, very critical, and then you have to have good savings. So emergency fund is usually 6 months of your monthly expense, right? So when you calculate the 5,100 times 6, you get $30,600, right? Right? So that should be your emergency fund. However amount you make, you can make that calculation. You spend on you do a monthly expense, you can use that calculation. Okay. Then savings. Think about 50 grand would be good. Okay, so you add all this up, $141,800. I think that's the money you need to have as a family for if you want to move. Now you notice I have not included other costs like the car you bought, you shipping it to Ghana, all kind of stuff. I'm just giving you these numbers, right? It's your job to figure it out. What amount of money can you make while you're in Ghana to sustain your monthly expenses, whether it's a job, whether it's business, opportunities or business that you create to generate that, because at a certain point in 2 to 3 years you're going to run out of the whole 141,800, right? So this is not the all be all. This is just something to just put you out there to let you know Ghana is expensive. Accra is really getting expensive, and so you have to be planning very, very well, and stuff like that. So you have to be really careful about people telling you they can live on $200 a month and stuff like that. So I know some of you, will go online and say, how much does the average Ghanaian makes? The average Ghanaian has adapted to his system or her system, and they are able to thrive in that. You are not. You just got there, right? And so they can live within certain lifestyles, and you will not be able to not live under that and stuff like that. So I wouldn't go by the average, because I don't think we should plan to go to Africa to live averagely, right? And stuff like that. So there's some serious amount of money over there. So this will guide you. If you look on the rental section, so it's about the same, right? The only thing that is different is that now you are renting, right? So expect for a 3-bedroom, not in a prime location in Accra, just outside, expect to pay $700 or sometimes even $1,000, for a month for a 3-bedroom house. That has some kind of furnish a little bit, right? So that, as if you have your own home, you don't have to pay that. A year, that's $8,400. That's a lot of money, right? And then the one thing is like, so with a rental, the assumption is that you are using public transportation. Now, if you have a car, you can just put the auto insurance, auto repairs, and the gasoline, diesel. You can move those numbers into the rental area, and then that should change how the numbers look, right? So assuming you use the public transportation, Uber and taxi, they add up very soon, right? They add up a lot. So expect to pay about $500. Trotro is cheaper. I think for a family of 4, you can do Trotro or $50 or $75 a month. That's reasonable and stuff like that. So that is the only differences that you see per se. But other than that, it looks like the rental 3-bedroom is going to cost you more. On a monthly basis, it's going to be $5,450 instead of the $5,100 as a homeowner, and so that is going to affect the annualized cost and that kind of stuff, and also the 6-month expense, monthly expense for the emergency fund. So I want you to just take a look at these numbers and just, start thinking about it and stuff like that. So the goal for me is to just give you something to look at and stuff like that. I don't think there's something like that out there yet in terms of breaking down the numbers. And Ghana gets expensive every year, especially Accra. So I'm using the numbers in Accra. Obviously, if you're in Kumasi, you're in Takoradi, you're in Cape Coast, and those is going to be a little bit cheaper. But I'd rather have you over prepared than under prepared, and stuff like that. So this involves a lot of planning and stuff like just to make sure that you've put things in place. So I think if you have these numbers, it's a good start to move. But in the meantime, before you even move, you have already established things to bring income, right, and stuff like that. So that would take a lot of preparation, right? It would take preparation. So I hope this to make sense. So look at it, watch the whole video, understand what I'm trying to tell you. We shouldn't go on the sensational stuff and then start, so come and ask, what I mean, like legitimate questions and stuff like that. We should just always handle ourselves with dignity and stuff like that. So these are the numbers that I looked at. I ran it by a couple of people, and they said it's fair, and stuff like that for a family of 4. So look, obviously, if it's just you, the numbers will change a little bit. You still need to rent. That might not, maybe instead of the 3 bedrooms, 1 bedroom. So play with the numbers a little bit, because at the end of the day, I'd rather have you have more money. And so, because even if you start a business in Ghana, it will take some time. It's just that's the way it is, And so, but in the meantime, you have some cushion, right, and stuff like that. So I hope this makes sense to you. I wanted to keep it short and brief. So these are my numbers, and thank you for taking the opportunity to watch this video.